Alright, so I'm going to talk about two pentatonic scales that you probably never played before. And these are actually two scales that I learned from my guitar teacher at Berklee. His name's Sean Michaud. He's freaking awesome. This is actually one of my favorite topics that I ever learned at Berklee. I have like one more week left, so I'm almost done. But yeah, so the typical pentatonic scale that you're probably used to, I mean, if you're a beginner, then you might not be used to this. But like the standard pentatonic scale is a minor pentatonic. So if we're starting from G, this is the G pentatonic. It sounds like this. Whatever. So that's like the main one that most of us are familiar with. If you've been playing for a decent amount of time, you're probably familiar with that one. But a lot of people tend to get stuck there. What I want to talk about is something that's really out there. And when I first learned about this, I was like, my mind was kind of blown, and I was like, "What? That's really cool sounding." These are more unusual and exotic sounding compared to that one. So there's something called the harmonic minor scale, which sounds like this. The harmonic minor scale right there. So now there's things called harmonic minor pentatonic scales. Now this was one of actually my favorite topics that I ever learned at Berklee. I thought this was so freaking cool. So basically, for every degree of the scale, so like this is the first degree, second degree, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. For any scale, this is just using this scale for this example, but every degree of the scale is basically just like every note of the scale. So the root note is a first degree, second degree, third, and so on. So without getting too much into that aspect, I'm just going to talk about the pentatonic shapes now. So I mentioned that there's two in this video that I'm going to be talking about, and these are some of the ones that are the most interesting to me, and actually my favorite as far as the way they sound. It sounds so cool. So G harmonic minor scale, the sixth degree, if this is the root, G is the root, then the sixth degree is this note, which is a D sharp. So if we started from this note on the sixth string, it's going to be the 11th fret, right? So the corresponding chord would be a major chord, right? So actually the corresponding scale that would go there sounds like this. So if I just played it from start to finish, it just sounds so cool. So the notes that I'm playing here, if we're starting from two notes per string, starting from the sixth string, 11th fret, 15th fret, and then 5th string would be 12th fret, 13, down again, 12, 13, 12, 14, 11, 15, 11, 15. And then you just go back down. So like if you played that, like I said, the root is G, so we're playing a G minor. It's a really interesting sound. Or if we're playing from the major, which is right. Very interesting sound. So that's another thing you can experiment with. Just like playing this pentatonic scale over top of different chords and seeing how that affects the way that it sounds to your ears. It's just very interesting. Alright, so now the second one that I was talking about, number 2, this is actually still in the harmonic minor scale, but we're actually starting from the 7th degree. So if that was the 6th degree, then the 7th degree would be, so it's that one right there. So it'd be, if we're starting on the 6th string, it would be the 14th fret. So now if we went down like we just did, we made up another pentatonic scale to be played from this part, the shape would go something like this. So it's like very diminished sound going on. So the chord behind it would be a diminished. You know, okay, so now the frets for that one, starting from the 6th string like last time, 14th fret, 2 notes per string, so 14, 17, and then next string 13, 15, and then 13, 16, and then 14, 15, 13, 16, 14, 17. One thing that I like to do within these pentatonic scales is to kind of mess around with like 2-string note groupings, so you're not just kind of going up and down. If you're just using the 6th string and the 5th string, it would be this. Instead of just going up and down. Or if you're starting from, you know, 4th string, using the 4th string and the 5th string, it would be this. And so on and so on. I mean, it's just really interesting to hear the different kind of tonalities you can get just from kind of focusing on 2 strings at a time. It's really interesting. So then again, if you go down again, another thing would be, you know, 4th string and 3rd string. That's really cool. I like that one a lot. You know, 3rd string, 2nd string. And then 2nd string, 1st string. That's just like a very much like a diminished kind of thing going on. So let me know in the comments if that was totally new to you or if you already knew it. For me, when I found all this stuff out, I was just like, my mind was blown. I had no idea there was such a thing as, you know, harmonic minor pentatonic scale. So I thought that was so cool. And if you want to check out my guitar teacher's YouTube channel, I'll put the link in the description. His name is Sean Michaud. Freaking awesome. He's like, he has more knowledge than I ever could have imagined a human having in their brain. He's just amazing. So I post new stuff every Monday and Thursday, guitar tips like that, but also recording tips, as well as a whole lot of guitar performances like prog metal stuff and all that, instrumental stuff. So if you're interested in that, then definitely subscribe. Also want to thank my Patreon community. You guys are freaking awesome. Really helps me out, and basically you can go there to see my own recording process, my songwriting process, and just like my thought process on writing songs, as well as these really cool weekly challenges that we all do together, and it really helps us out in doing what we do. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.